Chicago's in the middle of America, so it's a melting pot of all of America, pretty much. So you get influences from the South, you get influences from the East Coast, the West Coast. It all comes together right here in the middle, and it kind of makes its own beast.
I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago, so like 45 minutes outside of the city. And so Chicago for me was always like this big place with cool food, cool people, just the epitome and the epicenter of culture for the Midwest.
I grew up in a place called Kalamazoo, Michigan, halfway between Detroit and Chicago. And I would come down here and go to like raves and random little underground parties.
Musically speaking, Chicago is a bunch of weirdos. There's so many ideas being thrown together. It's embraced. And so there's people that are like, yo, this is dope. Whatever you do, it's cool, as long as you're doing something original. You get that mix of juke, house, and hip hop.
And a lot of that juke influence was on the radio in Chicago. So like the mix show DJs would play like a hip hop song with a juke remix of it. And so when we first started doing our parties, we were kind of doing the same thing, but we were like kind of in like an indie rock punk kind of scene. So we started to take something that was familiar for a lot of kids in Chicago and presenting it to them in a different light.
We started as DJs. The first time we ever linked up, things just flowed naturally. It seemed effortless and organic.
We just started freestyle DJing back and forth, and it was like, there was no hiccups. It was just, we were having a good time, making amazing music, making like live mashups.
We were just playing one thing and then threw another thing on, just kind of like, oh, and they went perfect together. And it's kind of like a metaphor for what ended up happening in the long run. A turning point for us as a group was when we started releasing original material. So we took some time off in 2011 and both of us just started working on music, and the sound that was really influencing us at the time was Southern trap music. It was just like, it was everywhere. And we were like, how can we make this ours? How can we put our spin on this and flip it? And slowly but surely we did. Chicago supported us so much. So we're forever grateful to Chicago for that, because that city got behind that to the point where we could actually do it.
There's just this work ethic that's instilled here in the culture. And so we take that and put it into what we do. Like, there's never an off day for us. We're always working, we're always thinking, we're always doing stuff to help build Flosstradamus and make it something bigger than it is.
We've been in it for 10 years. And 10 years of doing this is like 30 years of most careers. And I didn't go to college, but I want to be the first of my family to create a sustainable career and sort of community for my family.
When we make music, it helps us escape from all the crazy stuff that's going on in our lives. I'm sure it's the same for anyone else for their lives. Like, when you go out to the club, you're just trying to forget about any sort of problems, and you're just like out there to have a good time, and that's kind of what we want.